What's up, Samurai? We are back to more Trove. Excuse me that this video is so late. If you did just tune into the live stream that I basically just did, I explained it in, all of that stuff. Essentially, I've just been super duper busy lately, as we ended up going into the new year, lots of new things are coming around in circles and blah, blah, blah. It's just, anyways, you guys don't care. But I'm just saying that's my excuse, as I've just been busy with real life stuff, and hopefully things will slow down soon so that I can get back on schedule with everything. Now, I do still have some other videos already recorded and ready to go for you guys. It's just that I haven't had time to edit them. But I'm going to try and rush this video out to you guys. Again, it is going to end up being quite late in the day. Just before we start with the event, I'm going to make a separate video talking about this as well. But I do want you to know that the Renewus event being on means that the Renewus costume packs are in the store. I can't see them because I own all of them. But lots of you guys and gals are constantly asking me over and over about the Shadowhunter skin that I'm using. And it is the Raving Hunter skin for the Shadowhunter that is in one of the Renewus packs. I think it's the Raving Hunter or Raving Renewus pack or something. I forget what it's called. There's a bunch of different packs, but just if you're looking for the Shadowhunter costume, check it out because it's in the store. Anyways, let's get to it. So the first part of the quest is to speak to Garx, which is this big, muscle-bound, beautiful, muscular monster of... Yes, he's beautiful. You end up just speaking to him, so you interact with him with your active button, and then you'll end up getting 3 ego potion, which is hilarious and kind of a gym term. Then you have to craft a fitness unlimited membership, which is going to be at the Radiant Dayspring. That's just going to be this little ally right here. So these are going to end up being the stats, which aren't particularly good, but it does give you a bunch of like event specific passives. So it doesn't really do anything other than that. And then you can see right there, it's just a little, I don't know what he is. He's supposed to be like a gym membership, I guess, but he doesn't really look like one. Anyways, after you craft that bad boy, you'll end up gaining 5 crystallized core or crystalline core or whatever. Next is to jump around. So you got to jump 10 times. You can just do that anywhere. You could do it right here, right now. And then you get 3 empowered gem boxes for that. Then it wants you to craft the championship training weights, which is just going to be these right here. This is actually, consider it a crafting table that essentially is going to stick around after the event. So there's lots of things that people are criticizing about this crafting table. I actually think that the idea is pretty cool, but the execution is quite poor. You'll see why in a moment. First of all, it being 75k flux is no easy feat for a lot of players to do. I don't know what the Trove devs' obsession is. They seem to be upscaling the price of everything because they're trying to find a way to pool all of the flux that's in the system right now, not realizing that the average player has not and will never be affected by the flux dupers. Because yes, it was a thing back in the day. The flux was duplicated back in the day to like billions. Some of these people still play the game. I don't know who they are. And I mean, they got a free pass on being banned from the game because apparently they spend like a crap ton of real money on top of duping. But as far as I know, there's no way to duplicate flux anymore. There hasn't been for a while. But they've got basically infinite flux, and that's why you'll see them constantly like flipping things in the market, and why we, the average players, I mean, I know I'm more than average just because I'm a freak that's been playing this game for many, many years, but I still consider myself to be very casual with the game, with how I approach things and how I approach, my information shared with you in tutorials and stuff like that. And so anyways, long story short, that's why we got the tax update. That's why we're still seeing so many things cost a lot of flux. Excuse the tangent, but I just think that it is just so disappointing that the devs are still scaling the game towards what they think is the majority of players when it's actually a very, very small minority. Like most players, 75k is very steep just for a stupid event that gives you 1 mount. And it's a mount that you have to get over the course of 30 days. We'll get into that. So anyways, craft the stupid table. You'll get 15 dragon coins. And then can you please stop? I'm gonna hop into my club world because the next part is to complete a training regiment. Now, this part of the quest confused me a little bit, but essentially you're going to craft the table. You're going to throw this sucker onto the ground somewhere in your club or your cornerstone or whatever. You interact with it. And then this right here is the training regiment. So this is going to end up being a new daily quest that essentially is going to end up giving you an event currency that is going to remain long after the event has gone away. So we'll get into it. But anyways, you have to complete a training regiment. So when you craft this, you just get the training regiment as a quest line in your quest menu. And the one that I had, for example, was like complete 10 dungeons. I did 10 squats just to, suffer through the event. And the squats were more beneficial to me than it was to do 10 dungeons in this video game. Anyways, once you complete your training regiment, the quests are going to be different each day, apparently it says. So it might not be 10 dungeons for you by the time you're watching this video, but you'll end up gaining 15 Bound Brilliance. Then the next part of the quest is defeating the dungeons ended up giving me some decent stuff, but then it wants you to defeat 50 enemies. These can be anywhere, it doesn't really matter, but those 50 enemies, once you kill them, is going to give you 10 Sun Charged Crystal, which garbage reward. I mean, I guess it's okay. And then they want you to hit a Renewus Orb 10 times. Now, you probably already noticed, even when I was sitting here in the hub recording and talking about the event, instead of invaders in the hub area, there's basically these giant disco balls that come shooting down from the sky. That's what it wants you to hit 10 times. So if you're a speedy class, you can just get it done right away. Sometimes you'll knock the ball so far away that you won't be able to get it in one sitting. So, I mean, hopefully you can. It's only hitting it 10 times, but they do despawn. And then you'll end up getting your hands on 5 Trovian loops. And that essentially is already it for the event itself. Now, again, the funny thing is that through doing the event, you only really get this little ally. And then we also get that stupid crafting table. So let me show you guys what I mean, because I am not exaggerating how this works, how time gated this is. Essentially, there's going to end up being this right here, which is a little. I think this is a food item rather than, it's just a food item. So don't bother crafting this because it's not going to give you any mastery or anything. It gives you 5% XP gain, 5 movement speed, 5 jump, 10% to health regen. Why would you ever use this over the other food items? You wouldn't. But this right here, which is an all-in-one flying gym, kind of weird. It's not an all-in-one. You can't do, it's not a squat rack or anything like that. It's just a cable machine with a chin-up bar or pull-up bar. But anyways, it's going to end up being a mount that also is a flying mount. I honestly thought this was going to be a cool prop item that we could throw down in our club worlds, and I was excited for that. But don't worry, we do have some decorative prop items that I will talk about. The only problem is that this costs the effort of champions, and you need 30 of these. And these bad boys, one drop in the bucket of what builds a champion can be used at the champion training weights. So it should actually explain this a little bit better, because essentially, this is going to end up being a new crafting bench, and we get one of these for every daily training regiment quest. So you got to do 30 of them. Log in for 30 days, essentially, and every day get that training regiment done so you can get a singular coin so that you can get this one stupid mount. Now, there is a hope that after these 30 days, we will be in March, and possibly we'll actually see a noteworthy update for Trove. Because as much as I enjoy this concept, when you think about it, this is just a crappier version of the daily token crafting table, which was what the Radiant Dayspring used to be, where essentially you would log in every day and you could craft a singular token or whatever. I think it's been a few years, and essentially you would be able to get monthly exclusive items that you wouldn't be able to get further on. Now all of those items have slowly just leaked into Luxian's inventory, or Fluxian's inventory now. But what is this other than just another version of the Radiant Dayspring? Which is kind of dumb, because the reason, they removed it for a reason, and now they're kind of just backpedaling. So again, I think that the idea behind this is okay, but the execution is just awful. Like, at the very least, if we could just grind these over and over indefinitely rather than having a daily limit, like, this is the last thing that Trove needed right now, was a event like this where it just doesn't feel like you're earning anything. People need a reason to actually like play Trove right now, especially after 2023, which was just the worst year for the game. Refer to my other video if you're curious. But whatever, I mean, at least we get all these prop items so I can make a home gym. Yeah, and then I think this bad boy right here, the punching bag, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually the same as a training dummy. I think it's going to have the function of a training dummy. So, you know, at least we get a training dummy that's a punching bag, so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. But anyways, that's basically it. I can't show you the mount or anything like that because I don't have it, and I'm not going to have it for 30 days. Thanks for watching, gamers. Smash like, sub for more. Buy the merch you want to support the channel. Have a wonderful day, and hopefully your new year has been going swell. I was going to say fantastic, but yeah, let's start getting swole off of the aggression that we have to repress for stupid, dumb things like this.